Okay, let's just get right into it. If you're using AI right now to, summarize your emails or maybe write a first draft of a blog post, I gotta tell you, you're already falling behind. Seriously, what we think of as an AI skill today is about to be completely, totally obsolete.
The year you need to have circled on your calendar is 2026. That is the tipping point. That's the year when knowing how to do a basic prompt won't be a special skill. It'll be the bare minimum. Kind of like knowing how to use a web browser today. The real valuable skills? Well, that's what's coming next. And this slide really gets to the heart of the shift. Today, we're talking about simple, one-off tasks. By 2026, the game is all about building entire autonomous systems that pretty much run themselves. The gap between those two things is, well, it's massive. And that's exactly what we're going to break down right now. All right, so here's our game plan. We're going to start by talking about what this integration era even is. Then, we'll walk through the 5 key roles you absolutely need to know to stay ahead of the curve: the architect, the detective, the guardian, the collaborator, and finally, the creator. So, what is this whole integration era thing? Well, it's the moment we stop treating AI like a fun little toy or a cool party trick and start weaving it deep into the very fabric of how businesses run. We're moving past just playing with AI and into an age where we depend on it for mission-critical work. And that brings us to our very first role, the architect. And let me be clear, this is not just about writing a clever prompt. No. This is about being the person who designs and builds automated AI systems that work for you 24/7. The key phrase you gotta know is agent engineering. It's the skill of setting up systems where AI can talk to other software on its own. Your email, your calendar, your team's Slack, to get complex jobs done from start to finish without you lifting a finger. We're moving beyond single prompts into what are called agentic workflows. Think about it like this. An AI agent spots a new customer support ticket. It instantly drafts a solution based on your company's knowledge base, and then it pings the right person on your team via Slack with the draft. And this all happens while you're asleep. The architect? That's the person who builds that whole incredible machine. And hey, this isn't science fiction. This is happening right now. The tools to build these systems are already here. We're talking about platforms like Zapier and Make, and even open source projects like AutoGPT. You can start connecting your apps and building these workflows today. But building these automated systems, that's really only half the battle. Once they're up and running and spitting out information, we need a totally new kind of expert to figure out what it all means. And that brings us to our second role, the detective. This is where data fluency becomes so critical. See, AI is an amazing data generator, but it's a terrible fact checker. So the important skill is no longer just grabbing data, it's about vetting it, interpreting it, and, this is the big one, spotting the mistakes, what everyone's calling hallucinations. I mean, look at this. An AI could whip up a report that looks absolutely perfect. The chart is clean, it's professional, it's totally convincing, growth is going up and to the right. On the surface, you'd think, wow, we're crushing it. But here's the multi-million-dollar question. Is it actually real? Can you trust it? Are you really willing to bet your company's entire strategy on a chart that an AI made in, 30 seconds? And this is where the detective's most valuable skill comes into play, hallucination detection. It's about changing the question you ask. It's not just, is this data correct? It's, what data might be missing here? By 2026, the person who can spot these tiny errors and figure out the real story behind the numbers, well, that person is going to be absolutely indispensable. And bad data is just one of the dangers. As AI gets more and more powerful, the potential for really high-stakes risks just skyrockets. This leads us right into our next critical role, the guardian. And we're talking about huge problems here. Is the AI you're using pulling in copyrighted material? Could it accidentally leak sensitive customer data? Is the algorithm biased in a way that's going to get you into serious legal trouble? These are not small issues. This is exactly why every company is going to need a compliance architect, or, to put it more simply, the adult in the room. This is the person whose job it is to audit the AI models for risk, to protect privacy, and to keep the company on the right side of the law. This is high-stakes risk management, plain and simple. Okay, so we've covered building the systems, checking their work, and managing the risks. Now, let's talk about how we actually work with them day in and day out. This is the role of the collaborator. Just think of it like this. AI is an incredible multiplier, but anything multiplied by zero is still zero. AI is brilliant at speed, calculation, and just crunching raw data. But we humans, we bring empathy, strategy, real creativity, and tricky negotiations to the table. The real magic happens when you combine the two. The most successful people in 2026 will be the ones who've mastered this judgment call. They'll have a sixth sense for knowing exactly when to let the AI handle the heavy lifting and when it's time to take the wheel for those moments that absolutely, positively require a human touch. And that leads us to our fifth and final role, the creator. This skill is all about recognizing that AI is growing way beyond just text. It's becoming a full-on creative partner. We are officially in the age of text to everything. Think about that. Your words are no longer just for writing stuff. Your words are now the command to generate images, video clips, music, voiceovers, even 3D models. Anything you can imagine. And this is a massive change for anyone in a creative field. You're not just a writer anymore. You're not just a designer. You are now the director of an entire creative studio. With the right prompt, you basically become a one-person production house. So listen, don't let 2026 sneak up on you. To help you get going on this journey, I've actually put together a little cheat sheet of tools and resources so you can start learning these skills right away. I've dropped a link for you down in the description. And that really just leaves us with one last question to think about. As we look towards this new integration era, which of these roles is going to be yours? Will you be the architect, the detective, the guardian, the collaborator, or the creator? Because the choice you start making now is what will define your career for years to come.